Greetings and welcome back to Tower of Time. I'm Caledorn and we are at the spot where we dropped off the last time. We have upgraded our party with several levels, new items and a new party member. So I'm thinking we should go back to that wraith thing that killed us most severely last time and see how we fare against him now. Or them. Particularly now that I know that maybe it's a good idea to move out of the way of those nasty green rays. Look. So I will summon an Ent here, and I will send Kane there, and I will summon Maeve here. There we go, and I will send him there. No. Oh dear. How do I... Poor Ent. I almost feel sorry for him. But he definitely did his job. Yep, definitely much easier this time around. Let's get a new Ent up there. Blinding them was very useful. The healing totem. Much easier this time, yes. It does help to have another member of the party who can also summon a fourth member to the party. So what is in here then? Something floating in the air. Our first secret passage. Now, what do we have here? It must have been a mining facility. Mining? As in precious stones? Come on. You must really curtail your lust for wealth, Maeve. No good comes of such pursuits. What is the corrupted gauntlets? Health regeneration -1. I'm not sure if that is good or bad or what to say about it, but whoa. I'll give them a chance. Can I take them off again? Yes, good, good. I think I'll stick to the one-handed one. Although 2 life. 13% stun. No. I'll swap. definitely. Even though the speed is much lower, but still. Ruined Tower, day 2nd of Elidris Media, 125 AS. The food is slowly running out, and we have still not found a way to leave the tower. It has shifted too deep underground to dig an exit now. We tried through this mining facility, but we failed terribly. Halfway up the mine shaft, the convulsions of the earth brought us down the ceiling. We all watched in silence at the manic persistence of the kin of the men we lost, who kept digging long after the rest of us saw it was hopeless. I fear the worst. Sleeth led us here, promising that the great tower will have plenty of supplies and offer protection from the storms above. At first, it was as he said. We found supplies aplenty, but they dwindle now, as does our initial naive optimism. Sleeth is telling us that the only way now is to find a way down to the lower floor. Today, our stoutest and quickest, among them my apprentice, depart on an expedition under his leadership. May the ancient spirits watch over them. That's quite depressive. Ooh. Ooh. I think Maeve will be most pleased with a new crossbow. That does less damage, but 2 mastery. I think I'll change it anyways. So I haven't gone down these stairways yet. I'll go down here first before we go into the next level, part of the level. I think this is some kind of coal. It doesn't look like enough to fire the forge for long, but it is worth a try. Those dark red veins are gorgeous. Okay. I suppose we should try the forge then. We'll most likely have to find a lot more of this coal before we can use this forge, but let us see if we have enough to light it. Indeed we do. By the great spirits, it roars to life. The heat is nigh unbearable even from this distance, all from a single piece of that strange coal. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Your champions can upgrade an item of their choice now. Click on the forge and then move the item over the crafting icon. The magic of the forge requires ample time to recharge, and you will not be able to upgrade another item here for some time. However, there may be other forges within the tower. Ah, so that's what those little... Apparently I can't upgrade items to legendary. That is a shame. I'll upgrade the sword then. Which made it pretty much better, yes. What is this? Oh, okay. Haven't discovered yet. Okay. Ooh. Poor souls. It looks like they became stranded on the other side when the bridge collapsed. They tried to make it to the lower floor, but their rope was too short. I wonder why no one came to help them. Were they the last of the people living here? They must have lingered through long days of despair before Syndras took them. A horrible way to die. A shame they did not take proper safety precautions and foresee such a potential disaster. That was a grim way of looking at it. The Grand Hall. How deep is this well? One of your champions picks up a heavy stone and throws it down the well. No sound comes for a long time. It must be very deep indeed. Then, as your champions turn to leave, they are startled by a very loud noise. After a few seconds, a distant flash announces the arrival of enemies. I should have foreseen that. Whoa. Throwing a stone down a mysterious well is never a good idea. No? Okay. Glad we got that established. Haven't heard this song before. Must say it is most pleasing. Why, there is a lot of them. Whoa, 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 whoa. Better than expected. Well, nice. That was worth it. Although minus 20 mana points. Good going, Kane. Or Kay. Perhaps next time you see a bottomless pit in a magical upside-down tower full of angry walking skeletons, you'll think twice before chucking a rock into it. Bah! If it wasn't for a healthy bit of curiosity, we'd still both be hunting rabbits back in the hill and glades we roamed as children. Besides, if they are to come, let them come and face me man to man. I prefer direct confrontation to constantly watching the shadows behind my back. A fine sentiment if we knew the numbers and nature of the danger we face. Since we don't, that kind of prideful thinking is likely to get us killed. She does have a point. It is a one-handed item, and I don't have any other, so I'll just keep it in my inventory for now. Old book. Days of Old. These books will reveal the history of the land and explain much about what actually transpired in the past, why your land is so devastated, and what your true objective might be. You can replay them in the library.
This land was once a beautiful place. All 5 races lived in relative peace and harmony. Trade flourished and technological advancements were made. Humans were the most populous and occupied the central lands. Dwarves lived in the highlands of the west and built underground cities filled with precious stones. Elves were caretakers of vast living forests in the east. To the north, mighty frostlings ruled icy plains and frozen seas. To the south, mystical shadow people wandered great deserts. The world was in balance. There was no magic as we know it today. No mysterious powers over air or fire. No magic-fueled artifacts able to grind mountains to dust. There were godlike beings, rulers of 4 elements, but their power came from immortality and wisdom, not from mystical force. Instead, there was progress, technological advancements that gave races control over the world. Steam machines, electricity, amber stones which could harness the energy of the sun, medicine, metallurgy, and flying machines. People's ambitions raised ever higher, to reach the stars one day. Then, one day, strange globes of dark blue light began to appear in random places. People did not know what to make of them, but they soon learned that if touched, they were absorbed by the body, giving the person mystical powers. They could heal wounds, call rain to fertilize crops, or lift heavy objects. Most people assumed this power came from the earth itself, as a reward for them being worthy, or caring about the land so much. Only some doubted that, and wondered where the power really came from, and what would be the real price to pay for it.
Your party stands motionless for a long time, lost in wild surmise. You sit transfixed on your crystal throne above. Tears of sadness streak the faces of you and your champions alike. In the vision, you saw the land as it had been in the old days, a place of beauty and wonder, filled with joy and wisdom. Much has been lost, yet the cause of the devastation remains unclear. It is one thing to know what has gone before, but quite another to actually be there. You recover slowly from this experience. You must find more volumes of this work. You must understand what has happened and your role in what is to come. Do you think it ever was truly like that? It is hard to imagine looking at Artara today, but I have no reason to doubt the vision. But an entire world without magic, it just doesn't seem plausible. Oh, on the contrary, it is more than plausible, it's a certainty, and Artara was a thriving, rich society before the magic arrived. You seem so confident of your assertion, noble elf, almost as if your people have evidence of the fact. Yes, we do have several ancient texts describing that which we consider trustworthy. And of course he doesn't tell us more. This massive gate is closed and your champions see no lock or obvious means of opening it. G. Much hard, much wow. Oh, another forge? Yes, another forge. I will upgrade 315. Somehow I feel that those robes are crap. I'll upgrade the helmet, yes. Letting the tank have the best equipment is rarely a bad idea in my experience. Hello. What are these foul green-skinned creatures, and where did they come from? I thought Philetus and we three were the only living people in this tower. Clearly not. These humanoids are not native to our lands. They must originate from far across the great waters. There is no logical explanation how they arrived here. Perhaps these greenskins are responsible for the Risen. At the very least they must be allies, else they'd have wiped each other out long ago. Do you always jump to such hasty assumptions? I sense these creatures have an affinity with magic, but none that I recognize. More time is required to ascertain what connections lie between the two, if any such connection does indeed exist. Nalkriok Ailat, Wav Ailat Dwaun Katu. I am sorry, friend, but we do not understand what you are saying. Kulknei ai from largat au san, Kulknei tu nuav no avjuk avoer, Wavlat mukav deparav. This is pointless. He doesn't understand what you're saying either. Use your hands, Cain. Cain grasps the blade of his sword, raising the weapon to his face, tipped toward the floor. He drops his head slightly, presenting himself in a somewhat vulnerable and non-aggressive manner. Nalkra ku kigiji, lat inukuku lav uk, time avumat. Okay. That didn't work. Such interesting sounds these things make. They just rushed at us this time, no word spoken. So much for any chance at peaceful relations. We cannot fault ourselves. These creatures are full of a deep-seated rage, not a blind loathing of the Risen, but a focused anger. They fight with an almost desperation in their manner. Even if we had found a way to speak with them, it is unlikely the outcome would have been any different. I see you. I only felt the others, but I actually see you. Oh, how wonderful it is to see another human being after all this time. You can speak? How can this be? You don't know what it's been like lying here in the darkness. Thoughts of escape remained my only companion for so very long, until the voices came and told me there was no leaving this place. Something below in this tower is pulling us, keeping us, all of us here. Nothing now but the incessant song, whispers in the dark, and a cold, numb feeling. I don't think he hears us, pitiful thing. This is no place to be trapped for eternity. The emerald magic sings again, calling, commanding, but we cannot go. The ancient spirit, Devran, whispers to us, tells us to stay, to ignore the emerald song. Can you hear his voice? He has whispered to us for so many, many years, and yet we are restless still. Will you help me? I beg of you, destroy the magic that makes the song. Destroy it so that I may follow Devran's whispers and finally know peace. Please. After his final plea, the skeleton falls motionless, staring into the darkness above through hollow, lifeless eye sockets. These Risen must have been animated by an ancient and powerful work of magic, the likes of which I have no knowledge of, and I am well learned in the necromantic arts. Such a vile act disturbing the peace of the departed. We must take it upon ourselves to destroy its source at once, and the greenskins that wrought it. Maybe this Devran can help. Let's just find his statue and be done with it. This skeleton knows more than he's letting on. We need to crack him while we have the chance. Let the dead be. It is unwise and unnatural to parley with such creatures. Besides, for us to linger so he is aware of our presence, yet can't communicate, is to prolong his torment. Torment? How can a pile of animated bones suffer? If there is one thing that growing up in the human fringe settlements taught me, it's that you never let an opportunity go to waste. Kay, the more information we have of this place, the more likely we are to complete Milord's task. Many times I've had to be persuasive to gather information, but always with the living. I don't know what proper etiquette dictates for the Risen. Spurred by Kane's indecision, Maeve and Eric argue the matter heatedly, each set on defending their position without compromise. Watching them bicker, you feel their emotions and sense their thoughts even before they speak. You feel as though, with the subtlest of thoughts, you could sway them both to your will. A resolution to the issue may consume valuable time unless you decide to intervene. I don't think we should interrogate a skeleton. You focus your will on Maeve, suggesting the skeleton be left alone. If your backbone softens at the dealings with his Risen, great spirits help us for what's to come. Maeve turns and storms off. This totem is pulsing with a green magic light. Strange items that must belong to the greenskins. These things are interesting. This place is rather big. looks like some kind of living quarters. Oh, there is more greenskins over there. You know, I think this is a good place to end the episode, so thank you all for joining me, and I look forward to the next time. Take care of yourselves and each other.